Are you
Are
ready to
we?
go?
Yeah, I've been ready. I've been waiting. The time has come, and so have I.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phase 2 of the MCU.
Meanwhile, Marvel had the worst finale for Phase 4, or by making it practically inconsequential. The only two relevant
Entirely
parts of it.
inconsequential. Kevin, you're being far too generous to them.
Here's the thing: there are only two movies that are remotely plot relevant, and there's a Spider-Man movie and Doctor Strange.
That is a
Everything else you could skip.
that is a very odd lineup, but then again, this is a very odd phase. Not
Now we're
really.
gonna, and if we're gonna start Phase 5 with friggin' Ant-Man.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Anyway, on to Iron Man 3, directed not by Jon Favreau.
Yes, this is the first sequel in the MCU to be directed by somebody who was not a director of a previous film. So,
Continuing that trend will be Thor: The Dark World.
much to my chagrin, considering how big of a fan of Kenneth Branagh I've become over the years.
Anyway, so are you, yes, you, all set and ready to go?
Let's get ready to rumble!
In 3, 2, 1. So, interestingly enough, the CinemaSins video for this movie ends up starting off with all right, off with the fact that
We're starting with a flash forward.
yeah, this is basically Tony in his therapy session. But unfortunately,
Boy,
our
that was
resident,
completely pointless.
yeah,
Oh, I love
CinemaSins
this
for
song.
whatever, so CinemaSins for whatever reason, when doing this movie, they asked their fans to write the sins.
Oh yeah, I remember
You
that some of the sins were really good and some of the other sins were... Well, I feel like they
the
should have vetted
majority
it a lot better.
the majority were utterly stupid,
Yeah.
and of course, Screen Junkies had to get in on this.
Yeah, Blue... Oh yeah, Blue here too. Unfortunately, Blue Dabba has been sampled, and the song that sampled it is absolute dog shit. Oh hey Tony, you've aged a lot in the last 3 years.
Oh, hi, Yinsen.
Hi Dr. Wu, who has a much, Yeah, Dr. Wu is played by some famous Chinese actor who I've never heard of, who,
Meanwhile, Tony Lung was utterly wasted in
yeah.
Shang-Chi and the Seven and
Yeah,
Rings. Oh,
Dr. Wu is
it's
also...
Syndrome from The Incredibles,
Oh
Alex.
no! Are you No, that was not Jason Alexander. That's the guy from Seinfeld. Oh,
He's
that
Guy
was...
Pearce.
Guy Pearce was not Syndrome in The Incredibles. That
No,
was the
no,
guy
no,
from Mighty
no.
Joe.
No, I'm making a joke on the fact that
You're making a parallel, not a reference. Okay.
yeah,
I'm
he
sorry.
literally is Buddy from The Incredibles. I mean, hell, he practically turns into friggin' Syndrome by the movie's end.
You know, they oughta...
Guy. So anyway, it's Guy Pearce who plays Aldrich Killian in this movie, and I believe it's
Aldrich,
Jason.
they make things for that rosacea on your face.
Let me see.
Yeah, Dr. Wu has a much bigger role in the Chinese version of this film.
What?
Oh, the cardiologist guy they showed briefly earlier. He has a much bigger role in the Chinese version of this film. There's also another character who has a bigger role in the Chinese version of this film. I've tried to track the Chinese version of the film down over the years, but
Some people say that CinemaSins, for whatever reason, said and like, oh, the plant and would get person touching a plant and would be killing it, but in reality, plants actually get stimulated by contact.
yeah, I mean, like not everything is that delicate. Nature is
It's
foolishly
not.
hardy sometimes.
It's not.
Okay,
Oh, Jason Lee is the guy who voices Syndrome.
yep.
I was just making sure. Happy New Year. The world didn't
I
end.
can't complain about the quality of the humor because I find quite a few of Shane Black's jokes in this movie funny, but it's the timing that's off, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's a sensible criticism.
Like there's a lot of things where if they shifted how it was timed a little bit, it would have been better, but that's a problem that'll persist into Age of Ultron too. And I wonder if that I wonder
Yeah.
why, you know? Cuz Age of Ultron was basically the film that destroyed Joss Whedon, I think.
And Joss Whedon was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be a part of this anymore."
I'm I'm gonna go ruin films for DC.
Hi, dummy. I miss him.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine doing something like that to myself. And no wound, and no wounds like that. I won't just keep bleeding. It won't just keep bleeding profusely after a brief puncture, or you just wipe it off a bit, and the blood will just stop. So it's not an inconsistency, as
No,
Cinema
yeah.
Sins pointed
A
out.
lot of people a lot of people do clot with stuff like that fairly quickly. I think if it's a
Yeah,
very small wound.
yeah, that's kind of if
People
if you kept on bleeding profusely after getting injected with something, and and I don't think a lot of doctors would be, giving you
well, it would
injections.
also be a sign of some kind of bleeding disorder.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying if that applied to everyone. Remix of Jingle Bells is
Yeah.
this?
Some of the I think it's called Funky Christmas.
I genuinely do not like the Iron Man suit that's made in this movie.
It's like a takeoff of the Silver Sentinel armor, and it's an all right piece of kit, but it's not that great.
No,
There are
I know,
two, yeah, and
I know.
you can kind of tell that the CGI that it's more CGI than real prop in a lot of in a lot of
At the
places.
very least, and at the very least, as we've established with the first when we talked about the first Iron Man, part of that was mostly due to the fact that RDJ got claustrophobic inside the
Yeah,
suit.
I mean they are using a decent amount of props here, but they're lingering on some of the not great CGI a little bit too long here.
They really like to flex
This is
their
not.
budget. And this movie ended up making like over $1 billion in the box
Yeah, I
office, and
remember that.
I think it's the highest grossing of the Iron Man trilogy.
It is.
Wow.
It's not. A lot of that is down to the fact that this was the film that opened them up to China quite dramatically, and it was coming right off the heels of the Avengers, so they were
And
able to ride they
meanwhile,
were able to ride the
Disney.
coattails fairly well.
Oh, look, it's the Ten Rings, a plot point that still pretty much was dropped like a fucking rock after this movie.
Yep.
And look, it's Usama Ben Kingsley. That's a joke from the Screen Junkies. He's honest trailer of this film. I still love the twist for this guy. I just kind of wish that Killian was more, entertaining as a villain.
Yeah.
This guy is great, but even in after what we find out about him, hell, we got all hail to the king, and that makes him even more of a character. Unfortunately, Trevor ends up becoming severely wasted
The
in
editing on this is
Shang-Chi.
very odd.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Yeah, I feel like
Hi, President Alice.
who is not
You
in
will,
any way whatsoever Barack Obama.
yeah, you will never make an appearance in this ever again. Hi, Bill Maher.
Oh, you
What is the
remember
point of the voiceover stuff from Tony here? Oh yeah, this is them using Iron
Alex,
Patriot.
who is supposed to be Norman Osborn in the
Yeah,
suit?
this was something that really bugged me, but
I kind of got over it. Just because I knew they
honestly,
didn't
like
have
Norman
Spider-Man.
Osborn, it, Norman Osborn
Now,
being Iron
I
Patriot is kind of
pitched
a
a
dumb
very
thing.
I pitched a very interesting version of this scene.
Yeah, where
Not to Marvel, no.
oh
God,
god,
no.
audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Okay, we have bitrate.
Oh
We
my
have
god.
levels. Look, 320 kilobits a second, guys.
I love that. How did you feel about
It
my pitch?
was pretty good. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I remember, like, vague outlines.
Just I think CinemaSins said something weird about the Iron Man in suit bit in this, like it's just parked out here, or as though it were a like a car.
I mean, that's kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's Tony. Of course he's gonna parade the Iron Man suit around. Okay, that was an odd that was a strange
Yeah,
transition. Like
it was an interesting one.
this is one of those things where they could have lingered on it a bit longer, but just a bit, not too much longer. You know what I mean?
Hmm?
But then they just kind of, let's cut away from that and move on to something else.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, the events of this film happen over the course of 5 days. From December 20th to the 25th. Let's keep that in mind. Because I've actually been keeping track of the MCU timeline and whatnot. It's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I would find it pretty awkward. And now suddenly he's handsome.
Till the point he's standing up straight, has a not
as if
shitty
it
hairdo.
as if it wasn't blatantly obvious that he was the bad guy. His last name, it has the word kill in it.
Yep.
Oh, oh my god, that's hilarious.
That joke could have been cut out.
Yes, it could have.
There's a lot of things in this movie that could have and should have been cut out.
Yes.
Presidents can't do stuff like that. Oh, so Wakanda didn't invent the balls.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the soul.
Killian, how did you tap into the lights with your remote control phone?
You found a way.
The extremist plotline will be continued in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh god. Jokes like that would never be made in the MCU nowadays.
Dear God, that's not a good joke.
No.
And I hate the hologram shit. Like, it looked neat in the Avengers, but the damn hologram phone and everybody else is using regular Come on. It's not practical in any way.
Oh yeah, sure. Happy's totally gonna do something. It's totally gonna do something important here, guys.
Nope.
Remember that? Remember how in the in the Marvel What If Zombies thing? Guess who was the first one to get turned into a into a zombie among the survivors?
Was it Happy?
How are you that good at guessing? I still don't understand how Iron Man could have been turned into a zombie when you'd have to get bitten. Like, what did they
Wolverine
need
got
to?
turned into a zombie when he has a healing factor. Spider-Man got turned into a zombie when he has a healing factor. Hulk got turned into a... You see my point.
Yes, I see your point. Well, actually, in the What If Zombies thing, Hulk ended up being actually somewhat immune.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was talking about the shitty comic series.
And meanwhile, Spider-Man goes around completely unmasked in that whole episode.
Mm.
And I'm
So
fairly
yeah,
certain it
that's not gonna leave a bad impression on somebody who already kind of didn't like you. How did you get outside? Uh,
don't you know he has teleportation powers?
okay then.
No. He has the same superpowers as Lois Lane. He has the ability to be where the plot needs him to be. That's
Why didn't
actually
you take a picture of that when he was closer?
he could just zoom in, you know.
Oh, a dash cam. That's cool. Not on a phone like that, he couldn't. It was 2013.
Yes, that is normal. Arc 42.
Well, you could wear a cup. The
Yeah,
fact that
you
this film
know,
is a Christmas movie allegedly has nothing to do with the plot.
and yet we still have more snow, more actual snow. Oh, and Christmas relevancy than goddamn Die Hard. And the suit's just standing there. Like, what? It's not my idea. It
No, it is.
is actually as Tony described it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and like, what? Why are we?
At the very least, Tony here is actually willing to admit that he's not well. At least to the most important person in his life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad people are actually talking to each other in this fucking movie. Unlike other films that could have been avoided if people had spent 10 minutes in conversation with each other. Civil War's trash, is what I'm trying to say.
Look,
We'll get there.
I know, but here's the thing.
Step by step, day
It's
by
not
day, one
look, it's not
one one
it's
day
not a
you'll
bad
you'll
movie. It's not a bad movie. It has problems, but it's not as bad as you actively make it out
the
to be.
one thing that pushes the whole plot forward is based around the fact that Captain America didn't ever once spend 10 minutes talking to Iron Man.
Well, not only that, but it's literally the fact
The
that
fact that everybody else was so stupid that he believed Zemo's bullshit.
well, it's not like they knew who he was.
No, it
They just
doesn't.
assumed They just assumed he was some kind of sketchy psychiatrist. Alex, they literally had no idea who he
We'll
was.
get to that.
Oh, jeez. That's actually a reasonable reaction.
Yeah.
You want me to I'll link you to the pitch I sent you of this?
Yeah.
Or rather of that scene? Let's see. Alright, there you go.
Bunch of this stuff will be followed up on in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon anymore, so it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't.
That was a decent-ish show. Then they tried to turn it into Discount X-Men.
With the Inhumans. Here, Happy is trying to demonstrate that he's not just, the portly guy.
Yeah, but he's the explodey guy.
Oh, this is what happens when you live in a world.
What? Okay. Happy. Why didn't... Why are you here, Happy?
Oh, he was investigating this.
What was he in... Why was he investigating this? I don't remember that.
He was investigating the sketchy guy that was with Killian.
Oh, and he
That was
followed him here
literally
using the license plate.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
See, now you got it. So you'd think Happy would,
Be
probably end up
dead.
succumbing to his wounds, yeah.
Oh, look
But
at that. All those other people died, but that little plastic thing between him and the blast saved him.
what is this? Frying the damn Coke?
Yeah. God, and people give Indiana Jones
This fridge?
shit for the
People
fridge, and this is
people call that nuking the fridge.
yeah.
And here's the thing, and there are a number of issues with Iron Man 3's his whole plot, but it's not uh, but literally how everybody kind of goes about how this movie, they kind of just
Yeah.
nitpick
Why did they blow up the Chinese theater?
to set an example.
Oh, why was it at yeah.
Merkin. I'm sorry, I love the way I just love
Talks like my great grandfather.
see, that was kind of to set an example and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's
So
one of those things where I think they probably wrote certain things around it to appeal to China, and
yeah.
that's another one where it seems kind of yeah you wanted to appeal to China there, didn't you?
Yeah, I get that criticism. Now, and the thing And the thing is, like, people will say, like, "Oh, why didn't Tony call the other Avengers in to help them?" I'm like,
Some of the stuff is happening a
Tony.
little bit too quickly, but I feel like they should have at least mentioned them, you know?
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like, first off, Tony is a very proud man.
Yeah.
He's not one who's gonna go out and ask the superpowered people for help when he feels he could handle it himself.
And that
And
is
on
one
top
of
of that,
his character flaws, but on the same at the same time, I kind of feel like
yeah,
there are
yeah.
events
Here's the
that'll
thing.
happen later on where the Avengers not getting involved is a little bit crazy.
Thor is out. Thor is trying to help restore balance to the nine realms. Captain America would be a little too far away to get to wherever Tony may be at the time.
I don't
I'm
know. I feel
and
like
why
I feel
would you
like the
want
moment.
Hulk as a why would you want Hulk as a teammate when you have
Yeah, but
no way
he's
of calming him down?
yeah, but he's in this film too.
Yeah, but again, why would you want him as your teammate when you have no way of, getting him to settle down? And yes, this is something Tony would absolutely do. And people will just be like, "Oh, Tony's just an idiot giving away his
I mean, everybody
address
knows
and
where he
whatnot."
lives.
And here's the thing, it's not like Elon. Everyone knows where all the safe houses Elon Musk has as is. So,
Hmm.
what's the issue?
And now it turns into an Arkham game.
Hey, to be fair, Batman relies on very similar technology to Tony Stark, except minus the AI.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not like it's a bad thing. Plus, plus, plus the most recent Arkham game to have come out around this film's release was Arkham City. Arkham Origins would come out later on in 2013. I believe it came out around October,
I believe so, but
even though it was set around Christmas.
this film came out not during Christmas time too, didn't it?
It came out in May
Yeah.
3rd.
Excuse me.
Some people kind of forget that superheroes like this would do a little bit of detective work just to solve a mystery. Oh god, there has been some in Texas. Oh dear.
Nah, that's just the natural heat there.
Alex,
It's Texas, Kevin.
Alex,
It's Texas.
have you been reading my pitch?
No, I'm. You're missing the point. You're missing the joke. I'm. Never mind.
See, Tony has actually tried to get like a security lockdown going,
See, I kind of.
it's
I'm
like,
kind of wondering because the Shield guys were also working on a similar thing that was happening here.
yeah, but then they kind of
So
stopped.
why weren't the agents of Shield involved in this at some point? You know, is it
I
because you
I
don't
get
want
the
to
just
pay them to
I
be
get
in a
the
movie?
Well, not only that, but it's likely that they're still doing stuff
Why are you?
with
Why did you
Captain
eat gluten?
America.
Why did you eat gluten-free waffles, Tony?
And plus, Shield kind of suffered a few blows
Yeah.
from Loki.
Those look like giant titties.
Literally a one night stand.
13 years ago. We're going for vacation on the helicarrier. I hate
Yes.
I hate this conversation where you have people shouting over each other and they're acting like this is can we shut the fuck up? They should be
And Tony,
dead.
not only that, but Tony and Pepper should, at the very least, Tony and Pepper should have both lost their hearing. I think for a brief moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least momentarily. God.
Okay. Maybe issuing a threat to a terrorist was a bad idea. And then Tony hallucinates Nick Fury approaching. He's like, "Oh, you think, motherfucker? You think?"
All right, now let's get out of here.
Ow.
Tony, summon up your other suits that you have in the basement. Summon up the other suits you have in the basement, Tony.
I think he's more or less prioritizing their safety before
But
or summoning
but
the
now
Iron Legion.
now he can get the suit on. Now he can get the suit on. Now he can get the suit on. Now he can get the suit. They should both be dead. Well, they should both be injured now. Well,
Yeah,
Maya should be
injured.
injured.
I'm like, both
the
of them
suit,
should be
Tony.
dead.
Get the suit, Tony. Get the suit, Tony. Get another suit, Tony. Get the other fucking suit, Tony. Mark II would do right now, Tony.
You do realize most of those suits aren't programmed to those nanites.
No, I
It's in his.
understand that. I'm being hyperbolic at this point. I mean, but the other suits, the ones in the basement, those are.
He has to have no. He has to have Jarvis directly. He do all that.
But he can just summon them up and jump in them. He does that later in the film.
Yes, but that's after Jarvis
Oh,
calls
hi.
them in.
Hi, Brian Tyler's Iron Man theme, which is the only Iron Man theme that will ever be reprised in this series.
Which is kind of lame.
I like Brian Tyler's Iron Man score, but I prefer Ramin Djawadi's. Driving with the Top Down is a classic, and it... Okay. The other suits have missiles in them. Well, summon up the ones that are combat ready, Jarvis. Tell him, Tony. Tell him to summon up the fucking combat ready suit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I really don't understand why he sticks with this suit.
Jump into flight. Tony, fly. You can come fly with me. Let's fly.
I really will never understand why he needs to stick with this suit.
No.
Is it really just
Dummy. Help, dummy.
Oh, that's sad.
You don't get to hurt dummy, you bastards.
You son of a bitch.
First you hurt Happy, now I'm mad. Then you try to drown dummy, and now I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I just have to imagine a blooper where Tony
Tony.
where
Somebody
or
get the
someone's
suit, Tony.
like, or someone's just like, okay, you hurt Happy, that's one thing, but you try to drown Dummy, you're fucking dead.
Tony, Tony, you have super strength in the suit. Rip the cable off your neck, Tony.
I think he's. I'm not sure, but
This is one of the
I'm
most
not.
typical movie MCU films out there. And it's because it has a lot of typical movie problems, and
Oh
the
dear!
MCU was the MCU
Oh, the
was
body!
the MCU used to be above regular movie problems back in Phase 1 because you didn't have a lot of those.
Yep,
There were some bad edits. There were a
Yep, we
few.
totally confirmed that Tony's dead,
Yeah,
and we're
Tony is
not gonna go
definitely
back and
dead
double
this time.
deck.
We'll get
Yep.
him definitely out of the water this time. You know what we could have done? Summon up the Iron Legion and
Tony is on the
beating
verge
some
of
ass.
losing. Tony. Tony is on the verge of losing consciousness.
Okay, Jarvis,
Yes.
you're supposed to be an artificial intelligence. Use that intelligence to figure out what the best No, we're just flying to Tennessee, aren't we?
Alex, they explain. Jarvis
It's
explains
we're flying to
why.
Tennessee, aren't? So we managed to make it all the way to Kentucky based on or Tennessee, Kentucky. It's basically the same area. I'm not going to offend any of the people I know who live in that area by saying that it's basically the same.
Yeah, but like I
But
said, Jarvis does explain why he took Tony there instead of,
I
doing.
understand that. I'm just like maybe
It
we
was the
could have.
last order. It was kind of the last order that he gave Jarvis before the attack to
Or we could have
track
sent
down,
some.
to try to track down.
Yeah, Tennessee. I was right the first time. Hey, at the very least, you're.
You did. Yeah, Jarvis had prepared a flight path based on the fact that Tony was trying to track down on the biggest heat sort or find out where the Mandarin might be. Oh
Jarvis is not
dear.
stored in the suit.
I wonder if he might.
And at this point in time, I kind of feel like the Avengers probably should be looking into this at the very least. Even if they don't necessarily find him. They should be there should be a scene of like Nick Fury getting a call and it's like, "Hey, Tony Stark's gone missing. Is he drunk?" No. No, Gandhi kind of nuked his house. Huh.
And he's like, Gandhi, motherfucker. He's a pacifist. You know what I think? You know how I think Fury would find Tony inside in the DVD of the film as it's being made.
Oh yeah, speaking of DVD, I remember this
Prepare
was the
to.
first DVD release that I saw back in the day that didn't include some of the special features that were on the Blu-ray. That was kind of what
I
started motivating me to move away from DVDs.
Hey, look, it's that kid who would be in Jurassic World.
You'll put your eye out with that kid.
Hey,
I'm Tony Stark. You might have heard of me. That is... Yeah, okay, so if Tony Stark is presumed dead, the Avengers should definitely be on this case. And
Alex, the only Avengers
this
they
is less than 24 hours after
Alex, the only
so he's
Avenger
presumed dead. So
Alex, the only Avengers we'd be able to get at that would make more sense. Hence is Captain America, Black Widow, and Hawkeye.
Widow,
And
Hawkeye, probably wrangle up a couple of the characters from Agents of Shield.
they're doing their own thing. Plus, they're still assembling the team.
Yeah.
You forgot that part, didn't you?
Thor is not on the site, so.
And again, Banner would be a terrible teammate. If you can't
I'm
stop
still gonna
the
say you have to
if you
have them
can't
looking
if you
into
don't have a
this,
deterrent
otherwise...
if you don't have a deterrent to stop the Hulk, you should not have the Hulk on your team.
Well, yes.
If you don't have if you're gonna have Hulk on your team, you need someone who could either, stop him with a punch, or a big hit, and or someone who could calm him down.
I keep anti-bully guns in my in my Yeah, they would not have had time to prepare for that fucking newspaper. That shot was used in all the trailers and some of the posters.
I still like it.
It's a good shot.
Hmm.
Okay, apparently the helmet's still somewhat functional.
She's just relieved you're alive, man.
Yeah, it's less than 24 hours. Less than 12 hours.
Her boss is the Mandarin.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. He needs his drugs. He needs his daily dosage of drugs. Okay, Alex.
Yes.
Currently the day that that this part takes place in is December 23rd.
The timeline can say whatever the fuck it wants. It doesn't. It doesn't make it any less stupid based on how
I
the flow
know.
is in the film.
I know. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that.
I remember how you remember how back in Phase 1 a bunch of stuff was supposed to take place in like a shorter period of time. I thought that this was going.
Tony was kidnapped on February of 2009. Then he was
No,
rescued in November.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like back in Phase 1, not Iron Man 1, Phase 1. And so like
Yeah, that.
the last part of Phase 1, and like it starts
Uh,
Fury's busy week for a good reason between like Iron Man 2
yeah,
and
Iron Man 2, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2,
2.
Thor, and Captain America all
Yeah,
took place.
those all
Well,
take place like
actually, Iron Man 2, well, took place like a couple months before the Incredible Hulk.
it takes place like within in less time than it took for the films to release. And this is kind of where that changed because I thought originally that this film, Thor the Dark World, and Captain America the Winter Soldier were all supposed to take place within roughly the same ish time period, but then, like, not.
Let's see. Yeah, da, 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 da. Okay, so there are parts of Incredible Hulk that take place before Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 2. Whose plot kind of starts up on May 7th.
Yeah.
And let's see. Yes.
That's a good joke. Shut the fuck up, kid. Yes.
So my mom ended up texting me like, "Who's the voice of Optimus Prime?" I might tell her, "Oh, Peter Cullen." Then I'm like, "Why?" But then I go to look up. But then she just tells me, "Oh, because Transformers is on." I'm like, "Okay." I swear to God, she was on. I feel like she was gonna try to give me a heart attack.
Huh. Yeah. I. Well, that's a nice coincidence.
I feel like I feel like a lot.
I mean, he technically killed people when he exploded, but, you know, it's not exactly
Yeah, but
his fault.
yeah. His right hand wasn't behind in him. He dead.
And they're going for the obvious cuts of violence, the way the MPAA can go to hell. Disney should have told the MPAA to go to hell.
What was he
Tony,
hope?
what the
What was he
fuck was
hoping to
that
do
about?
there?
Why did you cock the gun when you were why didn't
Oh,
you
never
cock
mind.
the
He was
gun
trying to
when
get. He was trying to position his hands in front of him.
Yep. You know, if you'd have cocked the gun sooner, you could have shot her. Like maybe while
What
you and she
did
can
she?
teleport.
Does she? I guess she's a
I guess
stereotypical horror film villain.
I guess that's how I'd say Extremist doesn't work like that, but we don't actually know how Extremist does work.
Uh,
Tony has apparently been taking parkour lessons with the Black Widow.
well, don't forget that Tony also
No,
does train
that's
in
not how
hand-to-hand
that
combat.
works.
I mean, she did kind of burn
No, I'm saying,
his hand.
like, the links would melt, but the cuffs would stay on his hands. I have that exact pair of handcuffs. I know this for a fact. Yeah. We never saw him do that movie.
To be fair, he was messing around with the
Well,
microwave,
yes.
so
I can be
but we don't know
somewhat
what he was
ripping off Captain
doing.
America's style there, huh, Tony? You know, you could have done you could have rather than using that as a shield, you could have
I no,
gotten
I
further
think
up.
he just realized what
Wait,
he was doing, and he's like, no.
okay, well, okay then.
Um, what does this accomplish?
Um, uh, that's Tony should by all rights be fucking dead now. That file kind of got burned up, I think.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Different building.
Oh yeah. Okay. Keep that in mind. It's going to be important later.
Ow. I think his ankle would be a little bit busted after that. No. I love that. Tony, he's like, yeah, no, we're not having the kid sidekick thing. Bye.
I can appreciate that.
Also, I'm not Bruce Wayne. What is that supposed to mean?
Harley should have been the one they went to in Black Panther 2. But no.
No.
No, we had to introduce a new character. Not like the MCU doesn't have enough characters as it is.
Oh. Meanwhile,
Yep.
I feel like I got
Comes
shot
back
in the
after a
head.
while, even though
I'm
he
gonna
got
need
shot in the
some.
head.
He's like, I'm gonna need some real old powerful Tylenol after this. Hmm. That vice president looks like he's a part of
Like
that vice
Deathstroke,
president. Yeah, I was gonna say he looks more like
aka the director of the NCIS.
question why is a terrorist why is a terrorist speaking in a southern accent? Roxxon?
Ugh. Sorry, I can't fucking breathe right now. Yeah, Roxxon
Roxxon?
Oil. We were introduced to them in a short film of what happened on the way to Thor's hammer, and have never seen them again to my knowledge.
Remind me what role they play in the comics.
Oh, they're just a background company. They're basically just a kind of a fake thing, just a off-brand bit of background dressing.
They first appeared in Captain America in 1974.
Yep. They also appear in a couple of the video games for
And by the way,
Marvel.
there was a thing that CinemaSins had one of the fans of CinemaSins pointed out in the Sins video where it's like, how is it nobody who's a big movie buff recognizes Trevor Slattery? He explains plastic surgery.
Oh yes, that is something they mentioned.
So who's gonna really recognize somebody after like some plastic surgery?
Extensive plastic surgery too.
Exactly. So unless people can identify him by voice,
So well, at this point in time, Shield should definitely be on this case.
but again, the America is not gonna do that because America doesn't want the superhero solving all the problems.
Shield is a military organization.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're covert. You forgot that detail, didn't you?
No, no,
Oh,
I'm just
come
saying.
on!
Yeah.
That's how they name drop AIM?
AIM was the organization of
Oh, now it's Christmas Eve.
why yeah. I know everybody's on vacation right now. Yeah, AIM was Killian's thing. Yeah, yeah. First appearance of War Machine, I believe.
Hey, look, we got an obligatory Stan Lee cameo.
I have to admit, that disguise fooled me the first time I saw it. Hi,
Stan
Stan.
Lee! Stan the man! We miss you! It makes me sad having to see
Convenient
him.
cameraman arguing with highspeedtest.net. Convenient cameraman arguing with his wife outside. Oh, his mom, not his wife.
Okay, creepy, creepy guy. I'm gonna need to ask you to shut up. And Alex,
Yes.
the thing, and the serious portion of AIM is who Tony would be taking on.
And then you have the stupid portion of AIM, which includes MODOK.
Yes.
MODOK is going to appear in Ant-Man 3, aka Ant-Man and the Wasp 2.
Mm, I'm just gonna GM a little something.
I think MODOK made an appearance in one of the Iron Man video games. Oh, God fucking damn. I must have slept wrong last night because my neck has been killing me all day. I took 2 ibuprofen earlier and it's not helping. Ah.
You got my DM, right?
Yes, I just saw that. Oh, yeah, the thing with the guy. Okay. Yeah, I was just looking at the other one. Excuse me. Yeah, this is gonna run into one of my favorite quotes of all time and an example of how people misinterpret misinterpret people's words over the years. It just landed on the wrong building. Well, wrong planet, rather. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because Von Braun shot the rocket out to a bunch of people during peacetime, and then the Germans picked it up during wartime, and,
And they were like,
yes,
we
we
could
will
use this
use the rockets.
to blow shit up. Please soap it up. How much did he snap his neck?
How much did he what now?
How much did he twist his neck? Was that enough to actually break it?
I was going back through the thing at the diner, unfortunately, so I was glancing away from the screen at the time. Oh yeah, she betrays him, and then betrayed them, and then betrays him again. So, you know. God, fucking...
AIM is purposely misdirecting him.
Oh wow, that's
Oh, come on!
I mean, that's incredibly convenient. She looks like she'd be Lois Lane's stand-in. That that's almost so stupid it's funny.
What?
I seem to be doing fine, and then at the end of the sentence I say the wrong cranberry. And it's like I didn't laugh at it, but I was like on the verge because it was so dumb.
Tony be like, God damn it, kid, you had one job, one fucking job, and you couldn't even do that right. Oh,
Okay, at this point, he's been out in the woods for like 3 days at this point, right?
Yeah, you're right. I could fucking build things. I'm
We could,
goddamn Iron Man.
yeah.
I built a suit. I
You
built
made a
the
couple
suit
of
in a
calls.
cave
Maybe you
with
could
a
make another call and get like another suit, because I know you've got a bunch of them. You know, this
Jarvis
is
is
like
still
the
worn out.
this is yeah, but he made a couple of calls earlier, and there's another AI, and it's like why? Bonk. So he clearly has,
Oh,
and now we're
oh,
playing the
another.
Home Depot theme.
Oh, and one thing that some people will get on. One thing that I've
Look, not that I don't
seen
appreciate the
someone sent
MacGyvering here, but
some
like,
some people have sinned in part of the scene where Tony's infiltrating the Mandarin's place. He's with like the bomb that was supposed to go off, or the bomb that should have gone off much soon. Owner went off as conveniently timed by him. I'm like, yeah, he timed it. That's how timing works. See, Jeremy, this is why you shouldn't have your fans write your videos for you.
that wouldn't have knocked him out. I know for a fact I've fallen on stairs like that. That's not how that works.
That ultimately depends, Alex, on how hard you hit your head on that.
He didn't hit his head. That's the thing. Okay,
No, he
you're
did.
fucking. No, I saw him. He didn't. Now we're just homaging James Bond.
I'm fairly certain Tony has watched all the James Bond movies on
Oh yeah,
repeat.
no, I know that. Um,
Ow. You can tell she's very much out of it.
very stoned. So stoned, she must have just come from a Rolling Stones concert.
Or just met Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes. I
Nice
believe
little
that's a
foreboding.
blue United Nations helmet at the back there.
Really? Oh my. Now he's speaking in a British accent. Hello. Hold on, I gotta. Well, he's
Where
played
is
by
he?
Tony. Well, he's played by Tony Long. He's in China, and he's got a Hungar training rings on his arms.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes a
people
whole
seem
lot of
to.
zero fucking sense. The movie was terrible.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley is British.
Yeah, Ben
He's even
Kingsley
a
is British.
knight.
Although you may know me from Mahatma Gandhi.
I'm also Bagheera in the Jungle Book remake. What Jungle Book remake? You'll see in 3 years. Uh, you know how badly they wasted Tony Leung in Shang-Chi, Alex?
Well, he was in Shang-Chi, so I can imagine that.
Here's the thing, there are better action movies and better explicit films where it's quite and better sexy films with him in it.
I can imagine. They said they'd give me more drugs. You were pointing your gun at his head in the last shot, and then he was holding it down in the next shot.
I think he was holding it down just
Well,
because he
he
was
was pointing it at
flabbergasted.
him,
Yeah,
and then when
see
he passed, yeah,
yeah,
no,
see
he
his
brought it
arm
back
goes
up.
down and arm went down.
Yeah, I'm talking about like when he kicked him, because his hand was holding the gun up in one shot, and then when he kicked him, the arm was down. And I feel like they probably just cut out him dropping his arm without accent. With accent.
That explain. Oh, that's quite a few things.
Yeah. Who did all your visual effects? Disney?
Okay then. Moving on.
It's a very strange way to end a scene here.
Uh,
His hands can clearly come out of that. Look, I know I
how
have
many how many Marvel fangirls have fantasized about Tony Stark in this position?
probably all of them. Some of them would imagine Captain America on top of him.
Some have also imagined Spider-Man in a similar situation. They kind of forget that he's still a kid.
Yowie. If you say yowie, you're doing it wrong.
No. Even worse. Put no. Oh, Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Oh, good God. His left
That
hand is just open. You can pull. Tony, pull your hand out. I know I'm biased in this regard because I do like escape artist shit sometimes, but like this is not that hard.
you forget
Like,
that Tony's not exactly an escape artist like Batman, right?
oh no, but it's like it's as simple as like taking your hand, closing it a little, and pulling straight
You
downwards. It's painful, but it's
completely
possible.
ignored or the thing that I imagined a lot of people would fantasize.
Well,
You, sir, truly are Mr. Incredible. Are we even going to be interested in watching Ant-Man Quantumania, or are we just going to skip it?
I'm gonna watch it
But you're not going to
because I'm
pay
gonna have to
for it.
talk about it, but you know.
But I'm guessing you're not going to want to pay for it.
No.
I'm probably going to end up having to see it
Now,
because at the very least I
Tony.
have more investment in Ant-Man than I do in most of the other shit.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people complained about this. I do kind of like Killian being the
The
twist
villain.
villain. It's not a
It's just, he's not all that entertaining.
no.
He's kind of
He's
lame.
yeah, he's very basic. And I feel like they could have salvaged this in All Hail the King if it had been revealed that Slattery was the real Mandarin. But
But no,
then
we
they take
can't.
him to see the real Mandarin, and it's just stupid. Like, come on, guys. We have a twist villain, and then the twist villain is that he's a different twist villain. And then we go wait like nearly a decade to go talk to Tony Long.
Seriously, Tony Long has been in much better action in it movies and better scripted films than in Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those being Chinese.
Yeah, a lot of Chinese movies are really fucking good. I'd much rather watch I would much rather watch Chinese films made for China than I would his hand is halfway out of the damn just his other hand is halfway out too. Yeah, there are Chinese films made for Chinese audiences that are doesn't
Oh, and
that
and
are
also John Woo directed quite a few of the movies.
oh nice.
Is
They're
that
better
Tony? That
than
Tony? Yes.
American films
That
made for Chinese audiences.
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, John Woo also directed Mission Impossible 2.
That seems to like to emphasize Tom Cruise's crotch for some reason. I'm not kidding. There actually are shots like that. Oh,
Oh dear
really? You
God,
think?
that's not how this. No, why are you doing this? This is stupid. You're not
You
gonna
do
get in there
realize?
with a fucking grinding wheel.
Let me feel out
Okay.
his. Let me feel out his abs. Oh, that's
Aim,
hot.
aim made this. You couldn't have.
We just started phase 2. Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Didn't didn't aim build the fucking suit? Couldn't you guys have like installed a back door for this purpose? The zip ties aren't even as closed on his hands. Now
The
they're closed
web.
on his hands, but his hands are.
Fly.
Why are you not in uniform underneath that?
You know, Alex,
Iron
I'm
Patriot just
surprised.
wears a fucking polo shirt inside the suit, apparently.
You know, Alex, I'm actually proud of you this time.
What? How? Why?
Because there's not a certain person that's being photoshopped onto the poster
God.
of, of this. No, there's no
There's
one being
no
photoshopped.
there's no place for him on this poster. This joke is taking way too long.
Well, that's because someone forgot to unlock the garage.
I don't care why. It doesn't matter.
By the way, someone actually made a shirt based off that poster, but with Samus.
Okay.
You want to see it?
Sure.
Look at that.
Oh, that is nice.
The ass or the suit.
Yes.
He's got a
That's
gun.
the Avengers
You,
theme. Da da da
you
da
idiot.
da 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 da
You
da da.
idiot. We've all got guns. I'm sorry, I had to quote Jim Cummings from
Yeah.
in that a bit. Seriously, they are into all the kinky shit, and I do not like the kinky shit. All that time he prepared his balls. Of course, flight isn't working. Oh my. He prioritizes drinking. Yeah, like really embarrassing. Yeah, Vice President Miguel Ferrer. Don't tell me you're turning Peter Weller into RoboCop again. Maybe. Yep, he's working with AIM.
That's an obvious twist everybody saw coming.
Ooh, and we see why.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the president ran, then the movie it would be over. Nobody's gonna get that reference. So, which one of Tony Stark's Iron Man suits is a made with a vacuum cleaner?
That's a good question.
Damn. Your tits, man. Well, yes and no. All right, how many of you want this parachute? I think I've got an opportunity. Owie. That hurts. You still there, or did you get sick?
Oh, I'm still there. I'm watching.
Oh, Tony's about to do the thing that Captain America can't do without others. Unibeam.
And that kind of works.
Ah, shit.
Oh, Homelander, eat your fucking heart out.
Oh, come on! God damn it!
That's
I
your
look
fault,
away.
Kevin. You told
I
me.
look away. I did not tell you.
I
I
was
was
trying to make that a better
proud of
Photoshop, but then
you.
I gave up.
I was proud of you for not doing that, but then you did it anyway.
That was your
Why?
mistake, Kevin. You
How is it
shouldn't have
my
mentioned it to
mistake?
me.
How is
I
it my
had
mistake?
forgotten about it, and then you brought it up.
No, 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 no.
Call up the Iron Legion. Monkey, monkey,
No.
monkey.
Work with me here.
I believe My Hero Academia had a similar thing to this, didn't it? Oh wait, no, that might have been Kingsman.
Yeah, it
How
was
did I
probably
confuse
Kingsman.
MHA with the fucking Kingsman?
I'm still disappointed in you, Alex, with that Photoshop. Not the job itself. No, the fact that you actually did it. Yep, that's why this suit sucks. Because it can't take a hit from a goddamn truck.
Well, maybe we could go back to the fucking house and get ourselves a couple of suits. Why didn't you execute the house party protocol before now, Tony? Why didn't you think about that, smart guy?
Oh God, Alex, you want to know who animated the preview scene for, or the teaser scene for Invincible season 2?
It was some internet artist.
It was a porn animator. Absolutely based.
Well,
Oh, this is gonna be a good season, I tell you.
I want to get a nice shot of Adam Eve's ass as animated by that person.
Then we have, and meanwhile we have Gwyneth Paltrow in yoga pants. I will not be
Presume she
complaining.
sells them on her website, right next to her vagina-scented candles that explode.
I will not be complaining about how how she looks in those, because they look amazing. Rather, because she looks amazing. You're about to be made an example of.
President kind of doesn't have the power to do that.
President
Uh,
Miguel Ferrer. Hmm.
I was gonna say he'd better be talking about Vice President Deathstroke, because if he's not, well, that's not how the
Are
Order of
we just,
Secession
you know,
works.
Deathstroke was president of the United States in the Crisis on Two Earths.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And you want to know what's even better in the abridged version?
What?
Guess what voice he sported?
Huh. Was he Macho Man?
Oh yeah, he was still Macho Man Deathstroke Savage. Nope, too easy. Nope, 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 nope.
Jesus
God
Christ,
damn it!
superstar. Do you think you're what they say you are?
God
Jesus
damn it,
Christ,
Alex. We're
superstar.
not basic. Excuse me a moment, I'll be right back.
Written and directed by Zack Snyder. That was a good joke. You know, if we had the Avengers on this case, you know, this is kind of Captain America's shtick here. Tony has a Tony has a 45, and Rhodey has a Beretta 9 mm. Yeah. I feel like these
So,
suits would have come in handy earlier in the movie. So taking off the helmet makes the Iron Man suit not work correctly? Question mark?
I think all of these suits were what Tony was working on in case of various other threats.
Eh, it's not. I'm sorry. Since when was that how they worked? Couldn't you couldn't you just say, "Hey Jarvis, give Rhodey a suit," and then have that be,
No,
"Boy, this'll make a nice toy." Those guys are fucking dead.
not like Tony has a no-kill rule.
No, I know. I'm just saying people will complain a lot and say, "Oh, superheroes in general shouldn't kill," and then like Tony Stark can just kill people all you want.
Baby girl. Surprise, motherfucker.
Some fries, motherfucker.
All rise, motherfucker. Rouge dies, motherfucker.
Hold your breath and count to 10. And
Ow.
now he's about to grow his arm back like he's the 10th Doctor in his first episode. It'd be funny if they took that arm and made a whole new him in a sequel.
Oh, you mean like Lobo?
I was thinking more like Luke Skywalker because he did it first.
When?
Okay, so you know how in The Empire Strikes Back, Luke gets that hand cut off?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Empire recovered Luke's. So Vader recovered the hand and the lightsaber in in the end of the film. Well, not in the end of the film, but he like recovered the hand and the lightsaber, and he took that and gave them to the Emperor, and the Emperor cloned Luke.
You know, oh, if this were the Family Guy Star Wars version, they would have had to get it from that one maintenance worker who put the hand down his pants.
Funny you should mention that. That's actually not far off from what happened in the actual Star Wars because like one of the like pig guys who works maintenance on Cloud City, he grabbed the lightsaber in the hand and Vader was like, "Oh hey, that's cool. Gimme."
Written and directed by Michael Bay.
Okay, you can just activate the gauntlet from outside of the suit somehow. I
I don't mind. It's all yours, Rhodey. Come on, Jarv. Punch your asshole.
clench your buttocks. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Meanwhile, Deku's like, well, that's kind of my secret. I always have that clenched. Like, that's kind of disturbing, Mr. Midoriya. Oh no, Pepper is totally 110% dead. There's no way she could possibly come back from that after her getting injected with the extremists. Yep, no conceivable way possible, Alex.
No,
There is
definitely not.
there's absolutely no way she would ever come back in a later movie. Who taught him hand to hand?
He probably learned it while he was taking the super steroids.
I would think you'd have to. Wow, he's even got dragon tattoos and everything.
Yep.
Think he's a fan of the girl with the dragon tattoo? What are you, Quan Chi?
Okay, so Tony was able to use the remote control stuff for the other suits. For the first suit? What? Why is that one the one that always keeps coming back? It's the goddamn cockroach of this movie.
Why do you think there's a picture of me uppercutting a Lego version of it?
You know, this isn't
Not
funny
online.
anymore.
It really isn't.
Yeah, but she's not voiced by Damian Clark or Curtis Arnott.
Or Dale Kelly or or Norio Wakamoto or
Dale Kelly
Travis
played
Willingham.
Dale Kelly played Cell?
Yeah.
Travis Willingham played Cell?
Yeah. Don't believe me? Look it up. I get the distinct impression that that was one of the practically destroyed suits.
Collateral damage, what's that?
Tony could literally buy out this
Oh, I
area
know.
and have it
I'm
repaired.
just bitching.
Like he even makes a comment about that in Age of
Yeah,
Ultron.
how fast can we buy this?
Yeah, you sucked anyway, Mark 42.
And then the helmet fucking explodes. I was about to look something up and then I forgot.
See, motherfucker, I'm still alive. Oh, great. He's a zombie now. No, or not. Okay.
And that works somehow.
You know, Pepper, that's hot.
Ah, that's hot. That's hot. And then it doesn't work.
Ah, hell.
And then it takes until endgame for Pepper to get powers again. Well, not powers, but you know what I mean.
Well, suit.
And that, boy, that was convenient.
Honey, I know you're a little bit crazy right now, but please calm down. And yeah, but it was fucking awesome. Give me a high five here. Yeah. Yep, still debatable. I agree with him. Yeah. Relax. See, you're fine.
I mean, you know.
No. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I love that.
I mean, you could have very well just said, we destroyed all of the suits, all 41 of the suits, because I believe that they destroyed all 41 of the suits in this.
They did.
No, 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 no. Oh, now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
6,
7, 8,
8, 9,
9,
10,
10,
11,
11, 12,
12,
13,
14,
14, 15,
15,
16,
16,
17, 18,
17.
19, 20.
And don't
I could
forget
have
the suits that
believed
were.
I
You
could
do
have
realize
believed
that
that all of the suits were destroyed fighting the extremist guys, and they without him blowing them all up, because him blowing them all up is so fucking dumb, and it God,
it's more like.
it makes
It's
Age
more.
of
I get.
Ultron like a
No,
plot
no,
question mark.
no, no, no. The thing is he doesn't make. He ends up making a. He may end up making like a new suit or two by Age of Ultron, but he's not,
Oh yeah, I
making
know.
so many suits that it's just absurd. Yeah, so now now he's going to get the operation to get that shrapnel out of his heart. Alright, so that way he'll no longer need the arc reactor to keep himself alive.
Yep. And there's the doctor again. Although I was under the impression, based on Iron Man 1 and 2, that that wasn't an option. Apparently, they could do that. I'm not
No, no,
saying it's
no,
a
it's
bad
just
thing that they were able to. I'm just
no, no, no,
saying,
it's just the
like,
fact that that Tony that at first Tony didn't believe that the option was available, but then he found out it was available.
I'm not willing to give it that benefit of the doubt.
Of course you're not.
No, because I just don't, like,
And don't
it's,
forget, Tony thought that this was going to be like a permanent thing.
eh. Oh, hi. Sponsored by Verizon. And he's got his own mini dummy.
Your pal, the mechanic. And that kid would have been a much better Ironheart than Riri Cop Killer Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So even though Tony, so now And the thing is, the Iron Legion in Age of Ultron are, non-combat
Yeah, they're
drones.
they're different. Yeah.
So
I
it's
just
not. So it's not like. So it's not like that promise was ever contradicted in this movie. It's just.
I just
It's a bit confusing.
it's indicative of a lack of planning on the part of
Yeah,
Kevin Feige.
Yeah,
Just
it's just a lack of planning,
because
but there's
they
still
could have
some
and
consistency
distinctly
there.
should have, because they knew that they were gonna have Tony in Avengers 2. They knew that that was gonna happen.
The cracks of the so-called plan they had in mind, I do kind of start with Captain America Civil War, just from like the fact that they just happen to throw in Spider-Man just cuz they
I mean, Age
can.
of Ult, like I I feel like Age of Ultron was the place where we really saw the cracks, because Age of Ultron was planned out separately to most of what happened in the MCU up to that point, most of what happened in Phase 2, and then it was chopped to hell in editing. And that's
I still really enjoyed this movie. It's not not the Iron Man movie I would always go back to, but
no.
it's
I
still
don't
a very enjoyable
dislike
film.
I don't dislike what it's trying to do. But it's not the Iron Man film I would have made, and I wouldn't have
No,
chosen
no.
Shane Black to write and direct this film, personally. And this is one of those weird things where they appear to have given Shane Black a lot of creative
Freedom.
leeway, and let him do a bunch of stuff that they probably should have kept him under a bit more control for. And then later on, when they go to make Age of Ultron, they didn't. They kept Joss Whedon
Or Leash.
under a much tighter leash, even though most of his ideas were better than the shit they either came up with later. His Captain Marvel was actually good, and then you have
Captain
the
Plank.
and then you have the editing. The editing
Yeah.
in Age of Ultron is abysmal. Like a
Hmm.
lot of the problems with that film had they're basically created in the editing room. Like you can blame Joss Whedon all you want. That's not it's not his fault.
Yeah, and
he did not edit that film. He did not edit
If
that movie.
Marvel allowed if Marvel allowed Mel Gibson and to direct Iron Man 4, we would have definitely gotten a bit more of a conclusion to Tony's story than what they ended up doing.
Oh yeah, fun fact, Robert Downey Jr. had directorial approval over Iron Man 4.
But
And
he wanted Mel
well,
Gibson.
yeah, he wanted Mel Gibson. Disney said, "No way in hell." Iron Man 4 didn't happen. They burned out his contract on him appearing in other people's movies.
I feel like if they really worked more on on the planning with Spider-Man stuff, if they could have really made something more worthwhile with with Homecoming and Far From Home, but
Oh, yes.
and
As
plus they
opposed to the
deleted a scene
glorified film.
and plus they deleted a scene in Far From Home that was advertised in the trailers, which is Spider-Man doing Spider-Man things, maybe roasting a few of the police officers before he goes off on vacation. Oh, and he did that in the Iron Spider suit.
Yep.
Why did we not have any action in the Iron Spider suit other than and him being at that thing with Aunt May?
Hmm.
Anyway, for this film, I give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna go with about a 6, I think.
Harsh. So, yeah, I know we got a post-credits scene to go through, but our next Marvel film will no doubt be, well,
It'll be,
what was
we
widely
fired the
cons
cinematographers and hired the
what
fucking
was what
intern.
what was
Actually, that's
widely
unfair to the
considered.
intern.
No, here's the thing. This was until the majority of Phase 4 to be considered the worst of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thor: The Dark World.
I would, yeah, I was gonna say, are you calling this the worst? Because usually people would say Thor: The Dark World, and then,
Yeah,
well,
I'm
yeah,
saying that.
but
No,
then,
I'm saying next.
yeah, I'd say Phase 3 hides the true worst film until Phase 4.
Aside from the Spider-Man movies, which one would
I
that
bumped
be?
the controller. What timestamp are we at?
2, 4, 43, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
20
50,
204?
51, 204, 54, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah,
8,
we're good.
9, 205,
We're
1.
good.
Okay.
Well, I'd say that it's between Captain Marvel and Thor 3.
Oh, right. Yeah, I definitely. Oh, damn it.
Because, did you drop the controller?
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like Thor
anyway.
3 is just as bad story-wise as any of the other worst films in the MCU. Except for Love and Thunder, which I think might actually take the cake as being the worst fucking movie ever made.
Well, it's definitely the worst one that Taika Waititi's ever directed.
Let's
There
be
are plenty
fair,
of things.
he's only
There are
directed 2 of them.
yeah, yeah, I know, but it's like you get people hyped up for your second in for your second Thor movie that you're directing, but then you really drop the ball. Like you drop it so hard that it just shatters on impact.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's like I was somewhat hopeful for Thor Love and Thunder, but then it's I've just seen like a lot of the things that I'm just like, ooh, yeah, this might not be that good. And then I go to see the movie in theaters and I'm like, oh god, this was awful. And and it's like I was very adamant on me not wanting to see Wakanda Forever just because there was nothing but bad ideas going into it. Just from like first off, they weren't even going to recast Chadwick Boseman, which would have been the smarter idea. To which
Yeah,
I'm like,
well, you know, they,
to which I'm like,
have...
are you wanting your movie to fail, guys?
I've told you about Trail of the Pink Panther, right?
I think.
Okay, so Peter Sellers died, but they wanted to make another Pink Panther film. So they reused footage that was deleted from a previous Pink Panther movie to stage a plane crash where he'd go missing. And the whole movie is spent with another character going around to a bunch of other people who knew Clouseau throughout his life, and they, interviewing them, and then the movie ends with Inspector Clouseau, who, uh, being shown from the neck down, as played by a guy who sounds nothing like Peter Sellers. Um, then it cuts to the credits.
That's genuinely stupid.
Yeah, it's
Special
it's
thanks to Joss
almost
Whedon, Jeremy Lacham. Yeah.
yeah, it's it's almost like that. And then the next film is with his illegitimate son, and there's no plot, no jokes really.
See, and
I
this is yet
like
another.
this end credits scene here.
Yeah, it's like I like it, but at the same time, it could be so much better.
Your hand was in the other head in the last cut. This is the payoff for that framing device from the start of the film. I appreciate the joke. Left alone with big
How
fat
many
daddy,
PhDs does he have?
such a naughty nanny, one big woman done made a big man of me. Sorry, what'd you say?
How many PhDs does Banner have?
Several?
How are none of those in some level of therapy? Tony Stark will return.
Yep.
Distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures.
Yep.
Then why was the
This was
Paramount logo there?
this was back before Marvel stopped giving a shit about, well, this disc was put out by Paramount, so the menus being good are probably
Gonna stop.
based on it being them.
Anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow, or rather, in my time zone later tonight for Young Justice Season 3, Disc 2.
Hey,
And
the murder levels will return.
and the next Saturday will be on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yes, the one, the only George Lazenby James Bond film. His agent
Yeah.
told him that spy films were becoming passe, and that he must not do more than a single one. So he didn't take the movie that seriously. So,
Mhm.
he wound up never returning.
Well, anyway.
Timothy Dalton got two, and I'm still sad about that. Timothy Dalton was great. We'll get to that eventually. Bye!